Good evening, all. One afternoon at 2:55 p.m, 3 men walked into a bank in North London. All the men were armed with revolvers. The bank manager, coming back from a late lunch, realized what was happening and ran back into the street shouting for help. The 3 men opened fire. The bank manager was badly wounded, as were 2 passers-by, a woman and a child. The men escaped with £80,000 in new £5 notes. From the descriptions given, the police were anxious to question 3 men with previous convictions for violence, called Price, Wade and Kendrick. But they went to ground. No one knew where they were.
Yes. 8 Brennan Terrace. Oh, Leonard Terrace. You'll have to speak up. Payout? What payout?
There's a call coming in on the other line. We want it traced.
Just a minute. How do I know this is on the up
Yes,
and up? Who? I can't hear you very well. Price? Wade? Kelly? Oh, Kendrick. Are you sure? Well, just a minute, don't hang up. Tell me who you are, where I can get hold of you.
Nothing yet, sir.
All right, I'll take your line. You get a nondescript van round to this address. I don't want to do anything, just report if there's any sign of life there. Tell them to make it quick.
Right, sir. Divisional headquarters.
I'm sorry, sir. No, if you shut yourself out, I'm afraid you'll have to get a locksmith. Yeah. Well, I should try the yellow pages, sir.
George.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I'm very sorry, sir. Right. Thank you. Bye.
I want firearms issued, 438s.
What's happened?
A phone call from an anonymous informant saying the men who pulled the North London bank job are at this address for the payout. He says they've all got shooters and they're there now.
Can you trust an anonymous informant?
He knew what he was talking about. And he gave the names of 3 good blackguards, Price, Wade and Kendrick. A Q car's been round there, and they report there are lights on in the house and a car outside. Now, I've been on the phone to my governor at Division. He's authorized the issue of arms to myself and D.C. Cox, but I shall need 2 armed uniformed men as well who are authorized shots.
Well, Sergeant Wills, he's an expert shot, and P.C. Dewar, he's authorized.
Right. Well, fetch me off the beat fast, will you?
Right. I'll have to check with my governor.
Well, make it quick. Sir.
The Chief Superintendent Masters.
I don't want those villains disappearing before we get there.
Oh, Andy, did you trace that phone call?
No, he rang off too soon.
Oh, it's Sergeant Dixon here, sir. Inspector Crawford has asked for the issue of firearms, sir.
I don't quite follow, sir, is why they have to meet to share out the money. I mean, they drove away from that bank with 80 grand in their possession.
Yes, but all in new fibers. The odds are there was an organizer behind it, and he wouldn't take a chance on new notes. Now, that cash will be exchanged by now for safe money. And the meet is probably on tonight. You done this sort of thing before?
Not for real, sir. Only on the course.
Well, this is different. Take it easy. Watch what you're doing. Don't make a target of yourself. Men who'd spray bullets across a crowded pavement. Unlikely to have any scruples about putting one into you, all right?
Yeah, great. Understood, sir.
All right. Inspector Crawford.
Johnny, these places have got back gardens. I know, reached by an alleyway. Well, you and you are in the back garden, 2 other men in the side road, 2 more men in the front with us. And don't use your torches, that's asking to get shot. Get a man to give me the nod as soon as you're in position.
Right.
All right, lads, here's what we want.
You come with me, covering the back garden.
We should hurry up and get it over with.
It's dawn.
Another new day.
I've known better.
All right, sit down. Well, first of all, it is now clear that firearms were properly issued on the basis of the information available. The question of their use is another matter. Now, from the accounts you've given me, this is probably what happened. Kendrick ran out from the veranda, followed almost immediately by Inspector Crawford. Mr. Crawford fell over some rubbish and dustbins here, cutting himself on some wire. As he fell, he involuntarily fired. He was also hurt, and not unnaturally let out a cry of pain. Now, Wills and Dewar assumed that Kendrick had shot at Mr. Crawford and wounded him, and both fired. Only 3 shots were fired, not 4. But since Mr. Crawford's fall presumably made one hell of a noise, well, the confusion is understandable. The next question is, whose bullet hit Kendrick?
We know that, sir.
I'm not sure that we do. Inspector Crawford, yours?
Oh, I don't think so, sir. Unless it was a ricochet.
Let's say it's improbable. Dewar, you believe you shot Kendrick?
I know I did, sir.
I think not. You were here, Dewar. Kendrick was here en route to the gate. I don't see how you could have put a bullet near his heart from that angle. Now, I suggest that Sergeant Wills was the marksman. Confirmation of that will have to await a report from ballistics, of course.
Yes, sir.
A remarkably accurate piece of shooting, Wills, to hit a running man on a dark night. Oh, there's one more thing. The operation was not successful. Kendrick is dead. All right, you can all go home now. The 4 men who went out that night had every reason to believe that they were going to deal with armed and dangerous men. Later, the report from ballistics confirmed that Sergeant Wills had shot Kendrick. An inquest was held and the jury returned a verdict of justifiable homicide. I think I'd have done the same as Dewar and Wills in those circumstances. Good night, all.